For those of you who don't know, my name is George Rivera. I am the owner of Simple Lending Mortgage and the Trend Hive. Simple Lending Mortgage, without any explanation, is a mortgage company. I'm an independent mortgage broker. It's the hustle and bustle, it's the busy corporate life. And the Trend Hive is a luxury scent, candle, and fragrance company, which started as a little side hustle, just a little side gig to do thank you gifts and closing gifts and such like that for customers. But it's something that I quickly fell in love with. There's something very zen about candle making, dealing with fragrances, the chemistry behind it. There's obviously the aromatherapy you give yourself, and you don't have the same dealings with people, right? The mortgage and the real estate industry is very hectic right now. It's very taxing for the customer, for the home buyer, for the seller, for the realtor. And then when you're in the mortgage side, you're kind of caught in the middle between both the realtor and the customers. And you know, with the market environment, the inventory, the bidding wars, the mortgage rates, for the underwriting portion of it, it's quite a lot. And then this is something that I found that after a hard day of work, it's so soothing, it's so calming. It's something that you can let your creativity run free, but also give yourself, like I said, it's just aromatherapy. But it took off. It's something that, coming from the mortgage industry, I guess, you learn to be self-taught as much as you can because of underwriting, the guidelines, the policies, and things like that. So when you take that into something like this, right, what you do is you bring the need to study, to read, to make sure you do things right. Candle making is a very chemist heavy job. It's not as simple as you think. There is a lot of science behind it. The wax type, the thickness, the viscosity, the temperature, that will determine the wick material, the wick size, the wick type, the vessel, you know, for the diameter, the depth, and the width, the fragrance, the contents of the fragrance, how it could affect the burning of the candle. And then once you have the candle, is the candle even smelling, right? The hot throw. There's so much that it takes, and then you read and you research. And I found that I wasn't fighting anyone in particular because it wasn't a human part of it, right? It was just me and science, me and the physical material. And it was just a way for me to just get away from the hustle and bustle, and it was very zenful. But again, it's something that it took off. I did it, I gave a few samples, they loved it. It had some raving reviews, which was humbling because I was very scared. Took about a year and a half of me slowly working on this till I felt comfortable enough to put it in other people's hands. And the reviews, the feedback that I got was very nice. It was humbling. So we went live on the website. We got an order. We had some, again, reviews. Some people calling me, letting me know how they felt. I had a male client that wanted to get my take on what should he buy because he was looking for masculine scents. So I told him my advice based on what I thought of the scents that were the masculine, the notes. I gave him the best description that I could for him to make a decision, and he bought based on my recommendations. And he did contact me, and he said that my recommendations were spot on. There was one fragrance that actually exceeded his expectation, and he suggested for me to make gift cards available because he wanted to gift cards to family members so that they can, get gifts from the same, products from the candle company. So we just actually released the gift cards yesterday. We now have this available for $10, $25, $50, and $100. And I do have some of the lenders that I work with inquired about me making the products to give them scent samples because they're interested in buying for their clients as thank you gifts, for their brokers, the top producing brokers, and things like that. And the request came from 3 different large sources that they were asking if I could go ahead and make some sort of scent samples that they could pick the scents that they want to give to these different individuals, brokers, and customers. And I thought, well, while I'm doing this, what better day to go ahead and do it today. I just finished my 7 hours continuing education and my 1 hours for the different states that I'm licensed in, because in the mortgage industry, not only do you have to test to get licensed initially, but you also have to renew every year. And not only do you have to take the federal, but you got to do a 1 hour for every state that you're licensed. So that kind of burned me out. And then today's Halloween, which we're not celebrating in this household. It's just not in our religious belief. We don't celebrate it anyway. So because I managed to get so much done towards the end of the month, and I figured that this morning would be a perfect send moment for me to go ahead and get this discovery, the scent discovery kits boxed and ready to ship. And I thought, you know what? I need to also feel comfortable in front of the camera. I need to feel comfortable talking to the audience, potential customer and clients, as well as my Facebook friends and family. So I thought, you know what? Why don't you just join me for the ride while I go ahead and box this scent discovery kits, and just talk a little about why I'm doing this. Seems like everyone's asking me, George, why, if you have such a hectic industry, you know, you're running a company and you're doing loans, and it's a tough market right now where you're doing all this marketing, trying to call, reach out to people. What made you want to also do candles? I said, well, like I said, it started as a potential side gig, but it's something that I found as an escape that actually made me feel rather nice. It's a good feeling. And from there, the product ended up being of good quality, the luxury feel and appeal and the scent. And it became something that people started asking. And I'm like, look, you know, I'm not saying that the housing industry is going to fall apart. I'm not saying that the mortgage industry is going to be non-existent, but would it not be nice if I also position myself to have a different income avenue, you know, for the house, for my family, but also something that I truly, truly enjoy. There's no negative side to this other than it can be expensive. You know, the tests and trials and buying things and seeing what works, what's your niche, what do you feel comfortable selling. It's a costly little thing, but man, the reward, and I don't find any stress whatsoever, because I'm not in a rush to sell. I know the clients are going to be there. Like I said, I'm already getting the feedback and the requests for me to expand the scent notes because they want to make big orders. So I know this is just this is something that is going to take off, and I proclaim in the name of Jesus, this is something that's going to be, it's going to be a thing that is going to outgrow what I'm even thinking about this today. But it takes no little time. I mean, instead of me being non-productive watching TV or being on Facebook, this is somehow that I can, you know, release the creativity and kind of bring some zen to myself. So that's why I do this. And I think what made it easy for me to do is just my natural tendency of researching, of wanting to understand how things work. But look at this. Let me show you. This is how cool this little scents, the scent samples are. Just so you can have a sense of exactly what it is that we are offering. Yeah, just want to get closer to the camera. This box is going to contain 17 of these little half-ounce tins. I don't know if... So this is Olor de Paz, which stands for the smell of peace. And it's going to be this little tin. And it's just, this is the coconut soy wax with the scent. So it's just enough for you to get it. And the same as you would do if you were in an actual candle store, right? You get the candle, you open it, you smell it, and now you know what you're buying. So what we're providing here is essentially the same thing. It has no wick, because a candle this size would not really accomplish anything. Because what scents a room from a candle is actually the melt pool. The melt pool is whenever the fire is melting the wax, the bigger the melted wax portion, the ability to scent throw into the air, right? Whenever a candle is this tiny, other than the fact that the flame provides light, there's no benefit scent-wise. It's too small. So if I was to provide my scent discovery kit, and that's this size, and you were to light it and you were to place it in your room or a bathroom, and that's where most people tend to want to test them out, and you came and didn't feel that the bathroom had this magnificent smell, even though the fragrance and the candle combination is perfect, because of the size of the candle, you would assume that the candle is no good. So instead of me making the case that, hey, look, this is the product, what I'm doing is I could be hurting myself, because now I could be leading you to believe that, don't buy their candles because they're no good. And it's not that the candles are no good, it's just that that candle size wasn't ideal for what you were looking for, right? So I decided to just go with this wickless candles, because essentially what you're wanting to do is be able to smell it. If I send you the scent strips, which is just a fragrance on a cardboard piece of paper, the fragrance oil, without having binded to the wax, could have a different fragrance note than the fragrance would have once it binds with that wax. So what I'm providing to you is exactly that wax type with that fragrance type. So what you're smelling is the true candle smell that you're going to get. And so the scent discovery kit is going to be true to your nose. And this helps you see our premium luxury scents in the most affordable way. So you're going to be able to identify which are the feminine scents, which are the masculine scents. So whenever we start coming out with not just the candle, but the room spray, their scented sachets, the body splash, we're going to start coming out with our multi-surface cleaners. So, the hand wash, you're going to be able to know as these products keep coming out, you're going to be able to identify which are the smells that you already like and fell in love with, so that you can make a sure purchase. And only because I understand that there's a disadvantage to our online shoppers and to our local shoppers. Because the local shoppers, they get to touch it, to grab it, to smell it. When they buy, they know what they're buying. But when you're online, no matter how much I try to describe the scent to you, until smell vision is invented, you're not going to know exactly how does the description translate to your nose. And this would be the best way. So again, that's part of the journey, right? When it comes to scents are supposed to mean something to you. Like I had a customer tell me that he bought the rooms, he bought a few things. He wanted to go masculine scents all the way. In the process, I recommended him to try the Azure Orchid that we offer, and he did. He got it in a room spray, and he tried it, and his thing was, this is the experience when he sprayed it was one that was emotional. I couldn't stop laughing. It was emotional. It's like I actually wanted to spray it on my body. Is that it was such a good smell. It was fresh. It was refreshing. It was nice. It had a hint of a girly note, but yet it wasn't girly. It was gender neutral enough where he didn't feel embarrassed. And that's the whole thing, right? Scent should cause a certain memory. It should cause an emotional reaction. There should be a certain level of joy. This basically gets us with the boxing and packaging. The only thing left here is to do our label and sealing, which we're gonna use this 2x4 label, and we're gonna use it to not only mark the box, but it's also gonna work as our tape to make sure that the box stays close. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have our scent discovery kits. Let me just do one more and show you guys here in the camera to what exactly it is we've done. My eyes are, I'm seeing cross-eyed today. All right, so essentially what we did is we boxed them, we put all 17 in there, we make sure we jiggle limited. And we have the label, we showing, scent discovery kit or premium luxury scents. We used it to tape the box, and we're ready to ship out to these different lenders that are waiting for this to promote for bigger scale purchases. And then I'm gonna have to do some more applications because I still have a mortgage business to run. But thank you for keeping me company while we went ahead and boxed this scent discovery kits. If you have any questions, let us know, and hopefully as we progress with this, we'll do more videos and share the journey of entrepreneuring. Thank you. You have a good one.